EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Tar Heel state of North Carolina, where the spirit of the late Sam Mills lives on with the pounding of the drum as we're ready for football at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. Mike Tirico, along with my partner Greg Olson. It is the rookie Ryan Fitzgerald who gets this started. Off we go from Bank of America Stadium. Past midfield. They're going to be set up with a short field. What a tremendous kick return.
Well, I think we both knew, Mike, coming into the game that special teams would play a big role, but I don't think either of us expected it to play itself out on the opening play of the game. I mean, what a return. That would have been something. He takes that all the way. What a start.
The Saints led out by the rookie, Tyler Shuck. Interesting story. Oft injured in college, the third quarterback drafted out of Louisville with pick 40. Greg, he is now the QB for New Orleans.
You know, Mike, it's kind of become cliche. You know, these guys come onto the field and we say, hey, you got to defend every blade of grass. They can make every throw, but that's exactly the case anytime this guy's lined up behind center. And the amount of stress that it puts on your pass defense, on your secondary to know, I've got to defend sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone, no matter where that ball is snapped. That's a tall task, and they're going to have to mix up coverages and be really sound on the back end, or this guy can really kill you.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Throwing is Shuck. Here's a screen coming for Kamara. He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 15. Good pickup of 16 on that screen play and a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
It is 2nd and 9. Operating out of the gun, this is Shuck. That one caught Devon Vele. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Now Shuck on 3rd down. And he can't get away. Down he goes, back to the 16. Derek Brown, former 7th overall selection, gets the sack there.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
Here's Blake Grupe for the Saints, a field goal try. This from extra point range, a 33-yard field goal attempt. Grupe's kick is good, and the Saints will take a 3-0 lead.
You know, they did a lot of good things on this opening drive, Mike. I know they stalled out once they got down there into the red zone. They're going to need to work on finishing some of these drives as this game moves along, but that's a good 3 points to start this game.
3 points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. On the return, here's Trevor Etienne. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So the Panthers led out by their quarterback, Bryce Young. Shaky rookie year, but the back end of his second year, Greg, very effective for the man who was the #1 overall pick out of Alabama in 2023.
When he was taken as the first overall pick in the draft a couple years ago, Mike, it certainly was not because of his physical stature. It was because of his mind. It was because of his processing ability. It was because of all the intangibles that they believed they saw in his days coming out of Alabama. Now, he's gotten some experience under his belt from a rookie year that had its ups and downs. He has all the talent in the world. Now he's got to go out and just capture it and make it happen. It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
Now the first carry for Chuba Hubbard. They tackle him at the 38, but that run is good enough to pick up the first down.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen, and not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2, but it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor, and when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
A gain of 16 yards. It's a Carolina first down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
This play here, Mike, is just all about the get-off of the defensive line. Watch how fast they go when that ball is snapped. Nowhere for this running back except to go down for a loss.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Out of the shotgun, Young. Check this down, that's Hubbard out of the backfield. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for 3rd down and 5. He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Chuba Hubbard. Touchdown, Carolina.
And this special connection between this quarterback and his receivers, it was on full display right there. Great job getting behind the defense, and then what can you say about that ball? I mean, you can't put that ball in a better spot, and the timing and accuracy like that leads to 6.
And of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, so replay's going to take a look at this one and make sure it is good for 6. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. Remember, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear, incontrovertible visual evidence to the contrary. In other words, it's got to be the truth.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. Ryan Fitzgerald now to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Panthers move out to a 7-3 lead. Following the touchdown, it is Fitzgerald to send this one away. Now return coming from the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Saints offense ready now for their second drive. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. And tough running there. He's up to the 32. Christian Roseboom there on the tackle. Second down, they need 7. They'll go play action here with Chuck. Flushed to his left.
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a 1st down.
So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Shuck. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
When you can bring cornerbacks on pressure, man, that changes everything for the defensive play caller. Offenses spend all week worrying about linebackers, defensive linemen. How are they going to protect the quarterback? But when you can time up a secondary pressure like this, man, oftentimes there's no answer for it.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Olave is the motion man. Chuck to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Johnson. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
Let's give some credit to this offensive line. Once they identified the blitz, you could see them communicating with one another to make sure everybody is on the same page, and that's what gave the quarterback enough time and found the open man.
From the gun, it's Shuck. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down? It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
Now a fair catch, and it's going to be a long field. They'll take over right about their own 13. The Panthers offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line, so a lot of real estate to cover. It's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Dowdle. He's to the 25. Big gain on the ground here as he takes this up past the 40-yard line. That's good for 27 and a 1st down.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
Off the play fake. Here's Young. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
They'll run with Dowdle. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
And he'll try to get to the marker, but he's going to wind up a yard or two short.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down's looming. On now is the punt team for the Panthers. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. Now out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. On 1st down, they'll start out with Kamara. Oh, the ball's out. And the Panthers are going to recover the football.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
The Panthers offense getting set to get back to work. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it, and they're going to do that with excellent field position. And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay, so this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 8. On play action, it's Shuck. Quick throw here is complete. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Doing a nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Now a designed run with Shuck.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. Looking to throw. Here is Shuck. He'll take off again. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the 1st down.
10 yards. And the Saints, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Quick throw on the RPO, it's Hill. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball, modest gain.
It's a give now to Kamara. And that'll give him a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run game. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
So after 1, the Panthers off to the early advantage. And will return to Charlotte in a moment. It's the Saints with the football here as quarter 2 begins. They'll come up here 1st and 10 as we are ready to get back underway. And they'll take this down inside the 35. It's a gain of 10 yards. It's good for a Saints first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense. Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Third down and 3. In motion is Hill. It's 3rd down, and here is Shuck. He's got his man, that's Olave. He's going to have the first down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that 3rd down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
And he's in! Alvin Kamara, touchdown, New Orleans.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike, and you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched, and an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Blake Groupie comes on for the extra point. He's got it. The Saints are on top. It's now 10-7. After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. This one taken at the 7. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Play action. Young. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Devon Godchaux. He's in for the sack. It's going to be a loss of 8 to begin the drive.
We've seen a little bit of a transformation across the defensive tackle position. And what I mean, Mike, is years ago, they were on the interior of the line to stuff the run. They were big bodies taking up space. Now, not only do you have to defend the run, you have to be able to win one-on-one matchups and get to the quarterback.
On second down, Young. That's taken it. It's Xavier Legette. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with third down.
If you're going to give him this much time to scan the field, he's inevitably going to find an open man downfield like he does here. That's a great job remaining patient and letting that play develop.
From the gun, it's Young. He's got a man! That's McMillan! That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on third down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
Look at play action with Young. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete. Tommy Tremble, the tight end, the man he was looking for there. It's second down.
Just a little bit too much juice on that one, and you just can't throw the ball out of bounds. Give your receiver a chance to go up and compete for the ball, but when you miss that far wide, he's got no shot.
Short one there, caught by Tremble. And he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, but now it's third down.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
From the gun here on third down, it's Young. And that is incomplete.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on third down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on fourth down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That one downfield for Cooks. That is hard. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20. So a big one there to start the drive. The gain is 64.
First down, Saints.
Both pre-snap and post-snap, this is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
Pistol give to Kamara. And he's into the end zone. Alvin Kamara, touchdown Saints. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
On comes Blake Grupe for the PAT. He gets it to go, and the Saints will get out in front 17-7.
Panthers 7.
After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. The return starts from the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense ready to get back to work. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. Now Dowdle. A gain of 4 as he's taken down.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional, you become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Leggett in motion. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. The pass intended for Xavier Leggett. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with 1st down. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Oh, a nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
2nd and 11. Olave is the motion man. On 2nd down, it's Shuck. Quick throw, taken in. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
There's 2 big key pieces the way you want to evaluate quarterbacks in the NFL, Mike, is the first one, how do they operate on 3rd down? But the second one, how do they throw the ball when it's not a clean pocket? And you saw here, the ability to be on time and accurate through contact.
Oh, in trouble, and down he goes.
These pass rushers, they love these situations where they can just pin their ears back and go after the quarterback. They knew they had a chance to put an end to this drive, and they didn't let it go to waste.
On comes the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is taken at the 25. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Going for it all. That is brought in. A great connection there. They're going to bring it down inside the 35-yard line. A big play for the Panthers. An even 40 yards.
Defensively, you put so much effort about defending the middle of the field. You know that's the valuable real estate every offense is looking to attack. But what does that do, Mike? It makes you a little susceptible to the throws outside the numbers, and it leads to a chuck play.
And he is out of bounds down at the 21. A gain there of 10 yards. It's good for a Panther 1st down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Nathan Shepard getting through there to drop him for a loss of 6.
And it looked like that zone coverage had his head a little bit spinning there, Mike. I'm not sure he got a real clear picture of what the defense was giving him, and as a result, he holds the ball a little bit longer than he would have liked, and the defense is able to get home.
This one taken in by Renfro. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
It's actually a really nice job there on 2nd down, putting this into a 3rd and more manageable down and distance. Remember, they suffered that 1st down sack, and so often that can derail the drive, but they got a chance here to pick this up and maintain possession.
Out of the shotgun, Young. He'll try and get there on the ground, and he will easily pick up the 1st down. They've got 1st and goal coming up.
Those plays are killers for a defense. You think you have the quarterback hemmed in. You think you have a chance for your pass rush to get you off the field. Instead, he gets away, picks up some tough yards, and sets his team up 1st and goal.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal. Here's Young. Looking left side is tight end Tremble.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely, and results in a completion.
From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. Here's the pistol snap to Young. That is caught.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get 1 more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line.
Hubbard is into the end zone. Touchdown. So on 3rd and goal, they run it in. Sometimes, Greg, that's 4th-down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down. Taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
Yeah, when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in, but he only needed 1.
On now is Fitzgerald for the PAT. He's got it. Panthers are back to within a field goal. It's 17-14.
Panthers 14.
Following the touchdown, it is Fitzgerald to send this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Saints offense ready to get back at it. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Operating out of the gun, this is Shuck. You look middle here, and there's Olave. He's close to a 1st down. To gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
Inches at the 36-yard line.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. On the handoff, it's Kamara. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
That's a heck of a stop there defensively, Mike. 2nd and inches, you're thinking the 1st down is pretty much a formality, but not for this defense. They pack it in tight. They sell out on the run, and they're going to force this team to snap it again on 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he lost the football. In the pocket, looking to throw the ball, but the defense was looking right at the ball. They knock it away and come up with the turnover.
Mike, we see so often a quarterback is so focused, keeping his eyes down the field, looking for one of his receivers to work himself free, that they lose track of where the defenders are, and I think that's exactly what happened here. The defender closed on him quicker than he might have thought, knocks the ball loose, creating the takeaway.
The Panthers offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this 1st half. They'll start with a golden opportunity here to move out in front. Great field position to start out. It's 1st and 10. Now Young. That's into the hands of McMillan on the slant. The Panthers will take their 1st timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half.
At the 20-yard line.
Second and inches. Here's a carry for Dowdle. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a 1st down on that gain of 5. Now a timeout for Carolina. That's going to be their 2nd. They stop it here with just under 40 seconds until halftime. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. To throw, Young. They set up the screen here to Hubbard.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
2nd down and 8. To throw is Young. He'll step up and run this. And they'll get him down inside the 5-yard line. It's 1st and goal coming up. And now a timeout. 7 seconds left in this first half.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
So here's a chance to take the lead going into the locker room. It's 1st and goal. Here's Young to throw. Good blocking, and he's in. Bryce Young, touchdown, Panthers. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
You hear coaches, you hear commentators, everybody talks about that middle 4, Mike, the final 2 minutes of the 2nd quarter and the first 2 minutes of the 3rd quarter. Here they are now. They go down and they steal a late touchdown to end the half. Remember, they're going to get the ball first coming out of the break.
Fitzgerald now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Panthers move out in front by 4. It's 21-17. So, final seconds of this first half. Looks like they'll take a lead into the locker room as the kick's away. A couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's going to be taken down. That is going to do it for us in this first half.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the 3rd quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thanks. No rest at the break for a couple of, I'm sure, weary defensive coordinators trying to figure out how to stop these offenses here in the 2nd half. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this 2nd half gets underway. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Panthers offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this 3rd quarter. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Play fake. Here's Young. Open man, that's Renfro. And he's out of bounds. Gain of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. and that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend. All week long, they stress, Mike, that we have to get as many defenders to this ball carrier as possible. They know he's going to make some guys miss. He's going to be hard to get on the ground, but you can see the effect of rallying to the ball as it had here. They're able to take him down, and they're able to do it for a loss.
That's caught. Left side. It's complete. A gain of 11 on that one. It's a Carolina first down.
That's just playing quarterback at a really high level, Mike. I mean, once he realizes his initial pre-snap read has changed, he just calmly goes through his progressions against this zone look. He ends up delivering a strike, and they keep the drive alive.
They'll go right back to McMillan. Complete. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
On play action, Young. He takes off. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a first down.
I love this call, Mike. Second down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down.
He'll run again. And Young will have a first down, able to slide to avoid the contact at the end of the play.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 15-yard line.
It is 2nd and 6. Up the middle they go. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. They'll stop it here. We have an injured Saint on the play. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Third and 5. From the gun, it's Young. Quickly to the outside and complete. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down?
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
So now, after the field goal, Fitzgerald is back out there to send this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Saints offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Slot man gonna move in motion left. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Olave is the motion man. Chuck to throw on second down. Pass is caught by Olave. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
That's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. It's 3rd down, and here is Shuck. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
The Saints will punt this one away. Fair catch called and made right there at the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense ready to see what they can do. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Young. Quick throw here is complete. And that'll be good for a gain of about 4 as he is forced out of bounds.
So anytime you decide to blitz, the hope is that the secondary can hold up long enough to allow the extra pressure guys to get to the quarterback. But when you don't get to the quarterback and he's able to get the ball on time and in rhythm, there are holes in the back end, and they're able to pick up the first down.
They'll look to set up the screen here. And he'll be taken down. That screen goes for 12. And that's a first down.
All right, Mike, so the way they teach these screenplays to the offensive lineman is you got to stop the defender's feet. You just don't want him to get a free, clean rush to the quarterback because you're so worried about getting out in front of the back. Make him start his rush over again before you slip out. Ball gets dumped right over the rusher's head. Bang, now you're in the open field.
Throw on the run is complete. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A big play for the Panthers. 31 yards.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Will be brought down inside the 25. Mario Davis there on the play.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd down and 7. They'll stick with him again. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL.
Here's a 3rd and 10. To throw is Young. The pressure too much, and he goes down. That's Carl Granderson in there to record the sack.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
On fourth down, on comes Ryan Fitzgerald for the Carolina field goal. This is going to be a 51-yard attempt. His kick is good. And the Panthers will extend their third quarter lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
So now, after the field goal, Fitzgerald is back out there to send this one away. This fielded at about the 9. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Now, out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. From the gun, it's Shuck. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete. Chris Olave, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Javon Vele was the intended target. And it's going to bring up a third down.
And this is really just more of the same that we saw in the first half. They have made it a huge struggle in the passing game. I mean, just no easy completions, no open space. Every single ball has been contested, and they've done a great job all day.
He's got his man. That's Olave. He'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. A pickup of 21 on that connection. First down, New Orleans.
So here's a play, Mike, that is clearly designed to attack the middle third of the field. So think it's roughly the space between the numbers. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And once he understood where his leverage was and he gets his head around, great job by the quarterback on time, delivering a strike.
A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. The defense not biting. They stay at home, and they tackle him for no gain.
So it's just a simple read, but it's really well defended. They had both the give and the pull reads both accounted for, and the play ends up going nowhere.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Chuck. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Kershawn Wharton, he gets in there to drop him for a big loss. And now it's 3rd and long.
Mike, this isn't real complicated. You're just not going to win a lot of NFL games when you continue to give up sacks at the rate that they are. I mean, this is just a complete disaster for this offensive line, and if they don't get it fixed, this game could be a runaway.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Now Shuck. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
It's 3rd down. It's a passing down. You know they're going to bring pressure. We've seen it time and time again. But as we've seen, this offensive line, they just haven't been able to handle the different looks the defense has thrown at them, and the sacks keep piling up.
The Saints lining up in punt formation as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Panthers offense and Bryce Young set for their next possession. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Wise decision, especially at this stage of the game. You certainly don't want to force something and let the other guys right back into the game.
Second and 10. Out of the shotgun, Young. Short one there, caught by Tremble. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Throwing is Young. And that is incomplete.
Little miscommunication there. Now brings up 3rd down. It just doesn't appear that the quarterback and the wide receiver were on the same page on that last pass.
Hunting time for the Panthers. Set to kick this one away. Cannot get away. Great job down there to hold them to a short return. The Saints offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. On the give, this is Kamara. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him. Take him down behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second down, it's Shuck. Now a short one caught by the tight end Johnson. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand and results in a completion.
Got it into the hands of Olave. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
Critical third down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the fourth quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
Here is Shuck on 1st and 10. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
And it just continues to be a recurring problem. I mean, even the balls he's been able to get out of his hand have come from a cloudy pocket. And listen, I know he's a guy that can make some plays when he's on the move, but at some point, you have to be able to be in rhythm and deliver the ball on time.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. To throw is Shuck. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Open man, left side. He's got it. 2nd time they've connected on the drive, and this one goes for 17 yards.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. The best linebackers at this level, Mike, they have all the physical attributes. That's a given. But it's really their instincts. It's their ability to dissect and predetermine where the ball is going before the ball is even snapped. And you could see with how fast he met the back at the point of attack, he knew exactly what play was coming.
Throwing on 2nd down, Shuck. That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
They were able to complete this pass, but how often do we see these running backs run these angle routes and they catch it in stride and run a hole through the defense? So, I know the defense gave up some yards here, but it could have been a lot worse.
They'll try to run through it. It's Neal. And he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line with the official signal. He's got enough for the 1st down.
2 yards on the play. 1st down, Saints.
So, Mike, it's actually funny to say, but these are actually the kind of offensive possessions that defenses want you to have, right? So the idea on defense is make them snap it again, make them go the long way. So at some point, when they continue to get fresh sets of downs, expect them to try to get a big play, try to generate a chunk, and try to move the ball down the field at a quicker pace. Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense, just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing and another loss of yards.
Here's a 2nd and 12. Operating out of the gun, this is Shuck. Off-balance throw, it's complete. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. That's his 2nd catch on the drive. This one is good for 20 yards.
It's a gain of 20. 1st down, New Orleans.
And this is where the quarterback's improv skills really kind of come into play. The ability to play off-platform, throw from different arm angles. It's something that we're seeing a lot play out across the league. And yes, you have to throw from a spot in the middle of the pocket. But if you can only do that, it's hard to play quarterback in today's NFL.
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. From the 25, here's 2nd and 8. They'll go play action here with Chuck. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Now Shuck on 3rd down. Here's a screen coming for Kamara. Give him 13 on that screen play. And a 1st down.
Okay, so now you pick up that 1st down, Mike, but now there needs to be a sense of urgency. You know you need to score twice. So this one, ideally for the offense, results in a touchdown. But either way, this first score of the 2 needed needs to be fast, because you need every possession you can here late in the 4th quarter.
Out of the gun, they're going to run with Neal. And he will score! Game on! Devin Neal. Touchdown, New Orleans. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Groupie now, on for the extra point. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Get this drive started on the ground. It's Hubbard. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 36-yard line.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Young. Right side, taken in by Trumbull. It'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line. A pickup there of 25 yards. It's good for a Panther 1st down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out. He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense, and right now it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
On 2nd down, Young. He runs with it, and he's into a slide to avoid the contact. Does so successfully, and it's a 1st down.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
The RPO, a pass taken by McMillan. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. From the 20, here's 2nd down and 9. Now Young. This one taken in by Renfro. And he'll get about 3 here on 2nd down before he's out of bounds.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
So a big kick coming here for Ryan Fitzgerald. This to stretch the lead to more than a field goal. And this one right down the middle. It's good. A big 3 points as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
So now, after the field goal, Fitzgerald is back out there to send this one away. This taken at the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Saints offense headed back to take over once more. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down.
He's brought down at the 31. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Looking to throw. Here is Shuck. He'll tuck it and take off. And he wisely hit the deck at the end of that one. No unnecessary shot there. It is a 1st down.
And the Saints, 1st down. A gain of 11 on the play.
Mike, this is great awareness by the quarterback manipulating the pocket. He feels the pressure coming on around him, but so often the soft spot is moving up in the pocket. That's exactly what he does. Takes off down the middle of the field, picks up good yardage, and a 1st down.
And nice work there. Go into a slide and gain about 7.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
Here's 2nd down and 3. They'll drop to throw. There he goes again. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts. And they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that 1st down.
The Saints, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Kamara. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
This one on target to Olave. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Throwing is Shuck. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation, and right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game.
That's taken in, and they're going to get the 1st down. They were forced to go for it, and it's going to work out for them.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
Here's Kamara, and he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere.
Great job there by the defensive lineman. You can see, Mike, why he is one of the best interior players in the entire league, using his strength and his speed to get through into the backfield, take the running back down for a loss.
Chuck to throw on 2nd down. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Olave is the motion man. On 3rd and long. Here's Shuck. That one broken up in the end zone. And it's incomplete. What great work just to get those hands up there. And now it's 4th down.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open.
And I had to take a chance on 4th down, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Michael Jackson. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Carolina. Late in the game, a big turnover goes back the other way, a back-breaking score.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, Mike, you're just trying to make something happen. You find yourself trailing, less than 2 minutes remain. You're just taking some chances. In this case, the chances backfire, and the other team's able to capitalize and take it all the way back for 6.
And now you get the pick 6, and right on the heels of that, the offense comes out to go for 2. Here's Young. That'll be caught. And he will get in for the 2. They open up the bag of tricks on the goal line and add a pair of points.
I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not. Down here this close to the end zone, especially on 2-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create, man, they are a tough handle, and it leads to 2 points.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. And no return here. This is a touchback. They'll come up for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Shuck. Taken in right side by the tight end Johnson. And we'll get whistles and a timeout, so they will stop the clock. Closing seconds, game decided, but timeout anyway. They'll come up now for 2nd down. To the air is Shuck. Right back to Johnson. He's got it again. And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this 4th quarter. So it's over. It's a win for the Panthers. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. That is the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Panthers are winners, as we say, so long from Uptown Charlotte.